Dorit has her foot on Kyle's neck. Let's get into my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, season 14, episode 3. This is the fly on Ebony Ivory. And the episode starts. We have Garcelle and one of her twin boys, I believe it's Jaden. You can correct me if I'm wrong. They're at a photography studio and he's getting headshots. He's actually been signed to a modeling agency. And as he's posing and taking these pictures, I have to agree with his mom. He definitely looks like he was made to do this. He looks super handsome. Looking at him, the bone structure, he's definitely got what it takes to be a model. All right, so then we switch scenes and we see Kathy and someone that works with her. They are organizing luggage that has personal details on it with lots of little goodies inside. Kathy is preparing to invite the girls to a trip to Oceanside, California, and she is going to personally deliver these invites the Beverly Hills way while she's rolling around in her vintage Rolls Royce and has her snacks prepared, bananas and some other things. So Kathy drives to where Garcelle's located, where Dorit's located, to where Boz is located, and she drops off the luggage. Everybody is so impressed with all the goodies that's inside, and they actually get to see the invite of where they're heading to. Kathy finally makes it to Kyle's house, and Kyle is surprised. She's happy about the trip, but she does have her concerns because her and Dorit are into it. Later expresses, how sad she is about, the separation, and she's currently remodeling the house. Again, Kyle is wary of the trip. She wants to have a good time, but she's worried about what's going on between her and Dorit, even though she's not ready to have a conversation and solve what's going on between her and Dorit. Kathy basically says, what? You guys may come out better friends after this is resolved. It could be a good trip. You can help her, process because you're both going through the same thing, essentially. Kyle, she doesn't seem too excited, but she is going to go nevertheless. All right. So the next scene, Mauricio comes over. And he walks right in through the front door. She's been, redecorating. She painted the bathroom gray, as it was mentioned before. And she's like, do you like it? Do you like it? And I'm like, it just seems like she wants him to be happy about it and pleased with it, like he's coming back there to live. And, basically Mauricio is enjoying the bachelor life. Mauricio thinks this is Kyle's, this is what she's saying in her confessional. His place is great. He's basically living a life. He purchased furniture. It's supposed to be a 6-month lease. So she has her concerns. And I'm like, Kyle has all these concerns. Is she hoping that they don't get divorced and that they get back together? Because she's last season, and correct me if I'm wrong, and if you agree or disagree, she seemed like it was so finite that, yes, they're getting a divorce. She's sick of him, and that's it. And when she was gallivanting all over with Morgan, she wasn't thinking about how sad she may or may not be. So this is a little surprising to me, in my opinion. And my thing is this: if she pressed for the separation or this divorce so she can feel more appreciated, these are not the games that you want to play with men. Okay? This is not a game you want to play with your life or with men. If you think saying you want to be separated and you want a divorce is a way to trick a man, or not trick a man, help a man see your value, baby, that's not the game you want to play. Just my opinion. So she's sad. She's like, she feels like, life is kind of boring. Like, what's her purpose, in a sense? Her kids are grown, they need her less, and now she doesn't have anyone to be a wife to. And I'm like, she just seems really, really regretful. And I'm like, too bad, so sad, Kyle, because Mauricio is living a bachelor life and you letting him see what life is like without a wife. And he's feeling like it ain't too bad out there in the streets. And let me tell you something. If Bravo gives PK and Mauricio like a Bachelor Life spinoff, I'm going to be gagged, okay? Let me know if you would want to see a PK and Mauricio little side special spinoff of them living the single life. All right. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you are notified the next time I drop a recap. So the next scene we have is Dorit telling Erica all of the things that Kyle has done to her, that in the past she has let slide, and how she's surprised that what Kyle is most upset with her for is the comment that she made at BravoCon about Kathy being the number one sister. And it was said in a joking manner because Kyle purposely knocked water out of Dorit's hand, and it spilled all over her. So in Jess, she says, well, it's definitely Kyle is at the bottom and Kathy was at the top. And I thought it was a joke when I saw it on BravoCon as well. So for Kyle to use that to try to make an excuse for her behavior, I'm sorry, Kyle is just dead wrong to me. So let me know if you all agree with that, if that was reasonable for Kyle to be so upset over the BravoCon story. So, and my thing with this, Erica, I know she's trying to stay neutral, but when you play the middle, you get cut. The middle always get cut when they try to play the middle and stay neutral, and we're going to see later on in that episode how that works out for her. So the next scene is that the girls are going to arrive at Kathy's house, and then they're all going to get in the Sprinter and drive down to the Mission Pacific Hotel, which is in Oceanside. So the first ladies to arrive are Boz and Dorit, and Boz is kind of like in her confessional saying she doesn't know what to expect because the last time the ladies that they were together, the ladies were tussling, honey. They were arguing. So she was like, I don't know if I'm going to end up arguing or what's going to happen, if we're going to get into it, or is it going to be a good trip? Kyle then arrives. She has a few Birkins in her Birkin, which is so Beverly Hills, and I love. Boz is like, I've never seen that before, but I love it for you. And, Dorit is not doing too well. The kids were upset that she's leaving. Her mom has left, so it's the nanny that's staying with the kids right now. And, it's hard for Dorit to process that she's not really even speaking to PK at PK's request because he wants to cut the ties of the codependency. That's what he says. So Jennifer Tilly arrives, and baby, Tilly has some expensive bags, and one would even refer to them as art pieces, as Erica did. She had like a 3K Louis Vuitton boat bag and some other pieces that were highly expensive. And Erica knows her stuff. That's one thing I will give to her. Come to find out, Jennifer Tilly was married to the creator of The Simpsons. And in her divorce settlement, she was able to negotiate some ownership in The Simpsons. So Jennifer Tilly still gets a check from The Simpsons till this day. I'm like, Kai got all this plethora of knowledge around her. These girls is getting to the bag with their divorce settlements, and she acting like she don't want to know nothing. Child, boo. So now that they all go ahead and they get in the Sprinter van, Erica, who asked? I think, was it Erica? I'm not sure who asked, but someone asked Garcelle, like, all the famous people that she's dated. She dated Will Smith, Sean Penn, and one other guy. I can't remember. And Erica was like, well, damn, if you dated all those people, this is in her confessional, not the Garcelle's face. She was like, you dated all them people. Why you married who you married? But so now they finally arrive to Oceanside. It looks like a beautiful hotel. It's next to the house where they actually filmed Top Gun. And there's a lookalike Tom Cruise that was there, and he definitely looks like a very refreshed Tom Cruise. The name of the hotel is called Mission Pacific. The ladies are greeted with the best of the best treatment. The rooms look amazing. There's personalized bags with their names on it. So they're getting ready because Kathy has a lunch plan for them seaside. So the lunch looked absolutely beautiful, beautifully decorated. The Beverly Hills way, top notch. The girls were sitting down and getting served, and Dorit and Boz were having a side conversation. Boz had asked Dorit if she was okay, and Dorit, made it known that she's not doing okay. Her and PK are not talking as much as they used to. And it's a struggle for her. And also, she mentioned that, PK done went out there and got an apartment and moved into said apartment. And she found out via text. And I'm like, Dorit, you better wake up and smell the coffee. This man is moving on with his life without you. And Dorit feels as though that they were supposed to make these decisions together. And Boz was like, you were supposed to help him pick out the apartment? And she was like, yeah. And Boz is like, maybe you gotta, change your expectations of what's happening because it seems like he's moving differently. And she's making an excuse as if, because it was so impulsive for him to go get that apartment, the kids may not be able to stay there because, again, they haven't told the children. But that doesn't mean that's going to happen forever. And I think Dorit is really hoping for reconciliation. But in my mind, PK has definitely moved on. So, this conversation that Boz and Dorit are having is at one end of the table and it's just between them. It's not for the whole table. And the whole table is having side conversations. So then Garcelle takes issue with the fact that it wasn't a conversation for the table. Erica kind of comes to Dorit's defense and saying, she's going through a lot. Her and PK were getting along and now they're not. She probably will have a conversation with everybody, but, she just has a lot going on. And Kathy and I'm like, Garcelle, you don't really see it for Dorit, so I don't know why you acting like that, but whatever. So Kathy has some games. One game is Duck, Duck, Goose, and everybody is like, why the hell are we playing nursery rhyme games? And in Kathy's confessional, she said she would live her life in a nursery rhyme book if she could. And another one was Tag Your It. Dorit face plants both times. I'm talking about when I say she hit that sand, baby, she hit that sand. Mama's had sand in her hair, in her boobs, everywhere. If it was a scary movie, Dorit was definitely the girl that was falling and getting unalive first by that scary movie character. So, Dorit was a good sport about every time she fell, she laughed it off and she kept going. So after that was over, they retreated back to their rooms to get ready for a late dinner. So we're in the room with Garcelle, Sutton, and Jennifer Tilly. Garcelle brings up the fact that, it was weird. Dorit and Boz were having that convo and excluded them. And I'm like, again, Garcelle, you don't see it for Dorit. Last season, you made it clear that you ain't really messing with Dorit. So why are you even offended or why do you even care? Why? Because it's some tea you want to be privy to? And don't get me wrong, I like Garcelle, but I'm able to call it what it is. Stop nitpicking with her. The woman is going through a lot. She's getting a divorce. So Garcelle, please cut the shit. So everybody is at the dinner table. They go ahead and they want someone to give a toast. Kyle goes ahead and she gives the toast to Kathy. Thanking Kathy for putting together such a wonderful trip. It's a wonderful start from the invitations to da-da-da-da. Then she turns to Dorit and says, Dorit, I want to have a conversation with you about what's going on, but basically, by ourselves one-on-one. Baby, Kyle should have never opened that door because Dorit kicked her foot into the doorway and she said, okay, let's talk now, basically. Baby, Dorit calls Kyle out about the BravoCon of it all, then throws Erica under the bus, saying Erica was too shocked that you were upset about that. Kyle looks over at Erica. Erica's looking around like, oh, shit, how I get in it? And this is what I'm saying about when you play the middle, this is how you end up getting cut. Dorit should have never threw Erica under the bus. And I'm going to say this, Dorit is very calculated. She knew getting Erica and being closer to Erica would also get under Kyle's skin as well. And Dorit knows exactly what she's doing, okay? So again, Dorit was like, Erica tells me you're upset about the BravoCon comment. And then Kyle was like, well, that's one piece of the puzzle. Okay, so here we go with Kyle moving the goalpost again. It's something else. Now Kyle is saying it's because when the audience member came up to ask his question and say, why is Kyle trying to make fetch a thing with Teddy and bringing her around the girl? Stop trying to make fetch a thing. Kyle defended her and Dorit didn't. Are you serious? You taking up a battle for Teddy because Dorit didn't defend her? You did all the defending. What else was Dorit really supposed to say in that moment to defend Teddy? You had already defended her. Dorit basically said she didn't want to give it any more credence and didn't want to give the guy any more shine, basically. So that's where that went. And Kyle was like, are you not listening? You have 2 ears and you just talking too much. Are you going to let me talk? Then again, Kyle, Kyle keeps moving the goalposts. She didn't defend Teddy. Then it's like the first time we're all hearing all of this. I don't know if y'all have heard this already. Then she goes to say that the reason why Dorit didn't defend Teddy because it wasn't the popular thing to do. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Dorit never is doing things based on popularity because sometimes Dorit is usually on the wrong side of things often. Dorit basically lets Kyle know, no, that's you that cares about what people think and you like to do what's popular. Baby, Kyle was visibly bothered by that and she did not like that comment at all. Dorit is like, I don't give a damn about what people think. You do. And then Kyle goes on, and then you shared my text. And Dorit was like, well, that wasn't confidential. That wasn't something that you confided in me. And come to find out, she hadn't talked to Dorit in like 6 months before she sent that text. And she said it felt manipulative. And on a reunion, we're supposed to be open and honest about everything. And her sending that text, it was basically her trying to quiet me down, which I do agree with. And she said, you went around on podcasts and did interviews to try to make me seem like that I'm that girl that you confide in and I share your secrets, and that's very much not the case. So the episode ends there. We are going to see what happens next with Dorit and Kyle. Another thing I wanted to mention, Garcelle brought up the fact that they want an opportunity to get to know Boz, and I'm like, well, take your opportunity. Have you done anything to try to get to know Boz? That's my thing. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the episode. If I missed anything in the recap, don't forget to like, subscribe, and engage with me. And let's communicate. Turn on those notifications so you're notified the next time I post a recap. Auntie loves you. See you on the next recap. Bye-bye.